Hi everyone, I am Miss Kayla and welcome to our second ever virtual adult craft night at the Coopersville Area District Library. Today we're going to be making these super cute and super easy little book jack-o'-lanterns. So what you will need for this is you'll need a paperback book, one you're not going to read again. So make sure it's one you don't mind repurposing for this. You will need scissors. You'll need just regular craft glue, will work for this one. A pencil. You're going to need 2 pipe cleaners or whatever you're going to use for a stem and some leaves on the top. And then you will need just some scrap black construction paper. You can come pick up these kits at the library while supplies last. Those ones will include just the book, the construction paper, and some pipe cleaners. Everything else is pretty easy to find at home. And with that, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab your paperback book here, and usually this is not something a librarian will tell you to do, but I'm giving you permission. You are just going to rip off the front and back covers. I say if you rip the back page, it's not a huge deal. You can just take that one off too. And then the spine here, I'm just going to take off these parts because it's falling off anyway, but if yours doesn't come off, it's not a big deal because you're not going to see it anyway. It's going to end up in the middle of the pumpkin there. And then what you're going to do next is just start folding all of the pages in half up to where your spine was. And this step can take a while, so it's really good to do just like while you're watching TV or listening to music or whatever, just to keep you occupied. But you're just going to do that all the way throughout the book. I like to just kind of tuck it in there so it's mostly even. And then just so you don't have to watch me fold pages for half an hour, I have one that's already mostly done. So when you're getting to the end, it'll start looking like this. It's kind of like a fan, or like somebody else told me, like an air filter for your car. So I'm just going to finish the last few pages here, doing the same thing. Just hold these ones out of the way with your other hand and just fold those into the spine there. And they don't need to be perfectly even. As you can see, I've got kind of a lip on mine, but you're not even going to be able to tell at the end. So there we go. Once all your pages are folded, you might have to just kind of bend your spine a little to make them go around. See, this one's a little stiff, so what I'm going to do is just take some glue. Just put some on there. I'll put some on the other side. Just to hold those 2 parts together. Just kind of squish it and hold it for a few seconds. So usually, like this one did it by itself, but that one isn't going as well. You can just glue it in a few other places, but we're just going to move on with that one. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your construction paper, and if you just want to sketch out a face or you can freehand it, this one I'm just going to give it some easy little circle eyes. And then a happy mouth. I'm going to give him some fangs. He's going to be a little vampire jack-o'-lantern. Just make it a good size for the size of your book. And just cut those out. Out the eyes. don't need to be perfect, because just like a normal jack-o'-lantern, they never turn out exactly how you want them to, but they end up looking good at the end. So there's those, and I'm just gonna push that one a bit, just so we got a place to put the face on there. So what you are going to do is just take your glue, and actually I'm just going to use this guy again. I'll give him a face on the back, which you can do too. You can do two different sides if you want. But I just put glue on the side that I still have the pencil marks on, because if you glue it on backwards, you won't be able to see the pencil marks. Put it on there, and you're going to have to hold it a few seconds just because there's not a lot for it to grab onto there. You just want to make sure it stays. This guy actually might need some more glue on it. It kind of helps if you lay it down, just let it sit on there, because the glue will kind of go into the cracks there. Then you'll just do the same with your eyes. If you want to put a nose on it, you can. I just didn't want to do one today. Stick that one there, hold it down for a few seconds. I don't know if he's going to want to stay on there. There we go. Do the same with the other eye. There you go, and you might want to give it a few minutes to dry just before you do this other part, but it should stay on there pretty well. You just don't want to move it around a lot. And then the last step is pretty easy. You just take your one pipe cleaner. I'm just using a dark brown one because it's the same color as the stem. You're going to find something round. I already have my pencil here, so I'm going to do that. And you're just going to curl it around there so you get the little curly Q going. Keep wrapping it around like a little spring. And when you're done, you're just going to kind of unwind it a tiny bit just by pulling on the ends there. Then one end you're going to straighten out a bit just so you can stick it right in the middle. No glue required for this part. You can just kind of bend it if you want to, or shape it however you want. And then your other one, I did have green on the example one, but I ran out of green pipe cleaner, so we're just going to go with lighter brown, which works too, because when, after you pick a pumpkin, the leaves turn brown anyway, so still works. You're just going to cut it in half, bend it so you know where the halfway point is, and then cut it right there. And then these ones, all I did was kind of fold it into a leaf shape, round it on the end. Kind of twist the ends together a few times. You're just going to stick that right in there too. It does get a little tight in there, but you can move things around a bit if you need to. Do the same with the other one, just bend it in half so it's rounded on the end. Twist it together 2 or 3 times. Stick it on the other side of the stem there. They do get a little smushed when you put them in there, so if you want to move them around a bit, make that guy a little longer. And there you go. These are super cute. You can keep them up for Halloween or even use them as like centerpieces for Thanksgiving, whatever you want to do, but there it is. Once you do one, you can make them in different sizes. That's what's really nice about paper bag books. You got the little, Harlequin size ones, but then you also have the bigger ones. Both should work, or even if you just have like old Reader's Digest magazines at home, that should work as well. Pretty much anything that's paper and is shaped like a book should work, and that is the craft.